Whoa, 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 look out. It's a meteor coming from outer space. No, wait, it's just a new secret lair. What's up, folks? It's a beautiful day. The chickens are outside laying eggs, and Wizards is similarly laying secret lair eggs out into the world. I feel bad for the guy who designed this, because it's 6 cards. I think once the corporate bean counters, the accountants at Hasbro, learn that a secret lair is 6 cards, they're gonna lay an egg too. How can this be financially feasible? 5 cards, maybe, but 6? This is blowing the profit margins. They're never going to financially recover from this. The card stock is approximately 6 billion dinars per sheet. What the heck? And this is a movie tie-in. We got Chris Pine, we got some other actors. Have you ever wanted Hugh Grant on a Magic card? I've been writing Wizards since 2003, 1 letter a day, asking for a Love Actually tie-in. This is as close as I'm going to get. So what's in this stupid thing? Well, cards that aren't available anywhere else and are mechanically unique. Does that mean we'll get reprinted later like 11 and Cecily? Who knows? Only the cabal of lizard people and skinwalkers that run the financial systems of the world. They're the only ones who know, brother. Alright, let's start with Zank, Paladin Unbroken. 2 white for a legendary creature. Human Knight, it's a 2/4 with double strike. Auras you control have Exalted. Now, if you didn't know, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each instance of Exalted among permanents you control. How do you say this? Chank? Sank? Spank? Nobody knows. This guy's mono white, so you know it's bad. Just kidding. Auras are powerful and can be built pretty cheap. This has Light Paws vibes and goes in that deck, although if you wanted to build auras, Light Paws is a really efficient value engine commander. The art, I guess, is fine. He looks really surprised. I don't know the actor. All I know is that these actors who play knights or whatever, then they think that they are a knight in real life. Like my friend, you aren't a dragon just because you played a dragon in Lord of the Rings or whatever. Who cares? Anyways, I could think of worse Voltron commanders with worse stat lines and abilities. It's going to eat removal, so you may want to pack a few counter spells with some auras that give you protection. Or, like memory lapse, stuff like that. See my Light Paws video for a primer on auras. Oh my god, it's Simple Simon, the wild magic sorcerer. 2 and a blue for a legendary creature. He's a human elf shaman. He's not a wizard for some reason. He's a 1/1. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value 3 or greater, roll a d20. If it comes up 1 through 9, each player draws a card. 10 through 19, you draw a card. 20, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This art, the guy looks like maybe he got into the sacred herb of Baal, dude. He's waving at people who left the house party a half hour ago. Anyways, this is a more interesting card. Having an Archmage Emeritus with some unpredictable effects in the command zone is pretty nifty. At base, it's a little group huggy, but you can break the card draw symmetry by paying off card draw with Psychosis Crawler. This guy turns all your removal into a cantrip, so this deck will be a ton of interaction, which is very strong. I listed some instant and sorcery payoffs in my recent Zethi video, so check that one out too. Then we got Forge, Neverwinter Charlatan. 3 and a black for a legendary creature. Human rogue, it's a 2/4 with menace. Has ward sacrifice creature. Forge, Neverwinter Charlatan gets +2/+0 for each treasure you control. Whenever 1 or more players sacrifice 1 or more creatures, you create a tapped treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Did you ever read the story about the guy in India who had a tailor make him a shirt made out of gold? Then 12 of his buddies beat him to death and stole it. Anyways, this is a Hugh Grant card, so it gets an A+ and is fantastic. This beautiful man finally gets the respect he deserves and makes his way into the hobby. The card itself, well, I hate it. You're packing Edict effects, Grave Pact, etc. You can only trigger once per turn, which, while this can be a powerful effect, the treasure token entering tapped really stinks, because you can't do anything with those tokens until the rest of the table has a turn to rebuild and aim all their lasers at this gorgeous visage of Hugh Grant. The menace and pump effect is pretty decent. There is a deck here for sure, and I hate it, but it's powerful. We've seen similar before, and there are a ton of aristocrat decks out there to model your Hugh Grant deck after. And you got Holga, Relentless Rager. 4 red for a legendary creature. Human barbarian, it's 4/6. Has haste. Holga, Relentless Rager must be blocked if able. When she attacks, each creature you control attacking a player gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature that player controls. This lady manages to look bored and slightly disgusted while wielding an axe and leaping into a fire. They have Force Combat, mono red. Isn't bad. There is a deck here, but the stat line's a little lame. That pump effect can be really huge though. If you build a creature-based deck with lots of bodies, lots of trample, you can outpower a token deck with your Swarm and Holga's Pump. Or if they have a comparatively small amount of creatures, then you can bash in and face limited opposition. pretty decent card. Look at this Foxy Fury. You got Doric, Nature's Warden, 3 and a green for a legendary creature Tiefling Druid with Vigilance. When this guy enters the battlefield, search your library for a forest card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. That's pretty decent. Whenever Doric attacks, you may pay 1 and green. If you do, transform her. It's a 3/3. Transforms into Doric Owlbear Avenger. Vigilance Trample. It's a bird bear. When this creature transforms into the Doric Owlbear Avenger, other legendary creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, transform it. It's a 6/6. Mono green legends, that can be really fun. We have lots of forest land ramps, so cards that base power and toughness on lands like Molimo would be decent in this deck. Seems pretty fun. Sorry dude, this art is whack. Just my personal opinion. Looks like the Owlbear side is bringing you an egg. Then you got Chris Pine, Edgin, Larcenist, Lutenist. It's 1 blue and a red for a legendary creature, Human Bard. Each non-land card in your hand without foretell has foretell. Its foretell cost is equal to its mana cost reduced by 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, goad target creature an opponent controls. It's a 3/3. Last but not least, you got Johnny Bard, the pretty boy, singing Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Bon Jovi to your girlfriend. Man, forget about this guy. You have to live with that girlfriend. Now she's going to think about, what if I took off with that Bard? Well, he would have left as soon as dawn broke and started singing to the lady in the next town over. That's how it works. Anyways, this can be pretty cool in as it colors. Foretell cards have to be cast on a later turn and must abide by whatever timing restrictions there are for that card. This is an instant speed commander, foretell on your turn, blast removal and cantrips on your opponent's turns, and bask in Chris Pine's glow. Alright, I gotta tell you, I ain't buying this. I want exactly 1 card from this, and it's the zooted out Wizard Boy for all those sweet spell payoffs. The rest of these are pretty meh. It's like nothing we haven't seen before. You gotta be really into this movie, and I don't know anybody who is, but if there is somebody out there, this is for them, and that's fantastic. If you could have 1 movie tie-in, what would it be? Mine would probably be Revenge of the Nerds, so I could get an ogre card and his creature type could be ogre. He could have protection from nerds. Enjoy your day, nerds. It's Nicky G signing off.